I knew that I wanted to become a speech-language pathologist, and Iowa has one of the top programs in the nation.
I was looking for an MBA that was highly regarded and credible, but also online.
Everything that I wanted to do, I could accomplish here.
I really wanted to feel incorporated with downtown life and on campus.
I think being a Hawkeye to me means being a part of a greater whole, but it also means your family.
Everyone here is so creative and talented.
You're going to be able to find support, you're going to be able to find mentorship.
Our professors really care about us, and we really go the extra mile.
You just get to see how much the professors care about the topic and how much they care about their students.
For me, it's family, it's community, it's the Iowa Wave, Caitlin Clark.
Here comes Clark. How will she go for history?
My earliest memory was going to an Iowa football game.
The Penn State-Iowa game, where we knocked off Penn State. That's probably my favorite. Oh my gosh, that was so fun.
Coming to Iowa has allowed me to pursue projects bigger and far more complex than I would have at any other university.
I was able to take those experiences that I had during rotations and apply those to different clinical cases that I had during interviews.
There's something so magical about the University of Iowa. Everyone that you'll meet is willing to talk to you, everyone's willing to help you, and everyone really just kind of wants to see the best for you.
I want to thank my wife and the rest of my family. I started the Iowa MBA program with twin 2-year-olds and a 3-year-old.
Thank you to my wife. You have stood by me through the ups and downs, and this time of completing these degrees is as much a testament to your work and your support as it is to any effort that I put in, and I am so thankful.
I get emotional talking about it.
I'm a first generation student, so my parents made a lot of sacrifices for me to go to college, and so I really appreciate them.
Thank you so much to my son, who continues to support me in every way possible, and also to Lydia. I wouldn't be where I am today without your love and support.
Thank you so much to the faculty and other mentors here on campus who helped shape me as an artist and shape my professional career.
You guys mean more to me than you will ever know, and I cherish you all and love you all very deeply.
Welcome and good evening. Students and stage officials, please be seated. I'm Denise Jameson, and I serve as the University of Iowa Vice President for Medical Affairs and the Carver College of Medicine Dean. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you tonight as we honor the Carver College of Medicine class of 2024. This evening's graduates will receive degrees from 2 distinct Carver College of Medicine programs, the Master in Medical Education and the Doctor of Medicine. To all tonight's graduates, and on behalf of the Carver College of Medicine, we join your family and friends in celebrating the culmination of your commitment, growth, and academic achievements. This is truly a defining moment on the path to your medical careers. A career in healthcare is a journey that is founded in a deep sense of purpose. You should all feel incredibly proud for pursuing a meaningful career that's rooted in science and in service to society. On this great milestone, I'd like to share 3 simple pieces of advice that I hope you'll take with you as you start your next chapter. First, stay in touch with your mentors. Let the direction and insight you've received guide and inspire you. Our faculty and staff will always be here to support you. Second, it's okay to forge new paths. Your career trajectory doesn't have to be linear. Always follow your interests and make decisions based on where you can make the most impact. And finally, and most importantly, do what you love and everything else will fall into place. This is a principle that I've returned to throughout my career, and it's what brought me to this great institution. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge the faculty in attendance seated here in the middle section. Thank you for all your work educating these students to become doctors. We're so glad you could join us. Now I'd like to introduce my colleagues on stage who are part of tonight's commencement ceremony. Beginning on your far right, Dr. Chris Cooper, Senior Associate Dean for Medical Education, Professor and Vice Chair of the Department of Urology. Dr. Manish Suneja, Professor in the Department of Internal Medicine. We look forward to Dr. Suneja's remarks as tonight's commencement speaker. Dr. Jane Miller, Director of the Carver College of Medicine, Office of Consultation and Research in Medical Education, and a Clinical Associate Professor in the Department of Family Medicine. Dr. Christina Taylor, an internal medicine physician and president of the Iowa Medical Society, the statewide professional association for Iowa's physicians. Dr. Taylor is also a graduate of our MD program. Mr. Bradley Hawes, Associate Vice President and Chief Executive Officer of University of Iowa Healthcare Clinical Enterprise. We were very pleased to welcome Mr. Hawes back to Iowa last November and are grateful for his contributions to the senior leadership team. Dr. Pat Whitaker, Executive Dean of the Carver College of Medicine and Professor in the Department of Internal Medicine. Dr. Whitaker is a key member of the UI Healthcare Leadership Team and is instrumental in our efforts to fulfill the tripartite mission of education, research, and patient care. And finally, it is my privilege to introduce University of Iowa Executive Vice President and Provost Kevin Kragel. Dr. Kragel was appointed Executive Vice President and Provost in February 2021. He holds the rank of Professor in the UI Department of Health and Human Physiology, and he was Executive Officer of that department prior to joining the Office of the Provost in 2014. His research at Iowa has focused on physiological adjustments to exercise, aging, and environmental challenges. An active leader in his field at the national level, he has a long record of engagement with the Federation of American Societies of Experimental Biology, including serving as that body's president. We are delighted that he has joined us this evening. So please join me in welcoming Provost Kragel.
Thank you, Dean Jameson. Welcome graduating students, and I want to welcome our guests as well. This is a very special occasion, and I'm honored to bring, on behalf of the University of Iowa and its faculty, greetings to all of you. Let me first extend a very special welcome to all the parents and grandparents, partners and children and friends who are in the audience tonight. To all of you, I want to say thank you. Thank you because of your love, your encouragement, your sacrifices that have been so important to these students as they've made their way to this day. You're on the other end of the phone with your students when they're running on fumes, with no sleep. You give them pep talks, moral support, and distractions when they needed the help. And you probably gave them some financial support along the way. I am certain all of that you've done for them is more than your student will ever be able to repay you in terms of gratitude. So thank you for being here, and I hope you're reveling in the joy of this occasion as much as your students are, because you certainly deserve it. Graduates, on behalf of my colleagues here on stage and so many other faculty and staff across campus, we're happy to have the privilege to share in this moment and your academic successes. And I want to say how proud we are of all of you. You have tested yourselves against the high standards of one of the best medical schools in the country, and you've met those expectations. You've had faculty mentors who've challenged you, and they also believed in you and told you that you could succeed, and you've certainly proven them right. Along the way, you've developed professional confidence and tapped into deep well springs of stamina, fortitude, and importantly, compassion. As graduates of the Carver College of Medicine, you are now part of a great tradition of excellence in the health sciences and healthcare. With your newly minted degrees, you become the newest public faces of the University of Iowa Healthcare, and we could not ask for better ambassadors. As you move into your future, I know you will honor your college and university through your practice, your research, or however you choose to apply your knowledge and skills. For our part, we will always proudly claim you as University of Iowa and Carver College of Medicine alumni and members of the broad Hawkeye family. We hope you'll come back to visit us often and remain good friends and champions for your alma mater. It is the support and advocacy of our alumni and friends that make it possible for us to build on our tradition of excellence and better meet the needs of our students, patients, and the communities we serve. Once again, congratulations. The University of Iowa community joins me in wishing you the very best that lies ahead.
Welcome to the official commencement celebration of the Carver College of Medicine class of 2024. That was truly an astonishing lack of enthusiasm. So, seriously, your ability to maintain your excitement and composure in light of a long-held dream coming true tonight tells me that we have beat professionalism into you, along with beating the fun out of you. So, an audience, you know that these graduates are about to become doctors, right? They're going to go out and make this world a better place. Sorry, I'm doing the off-the-shoulder look here. So, at the very least, this group is going to provide their friends and family with free medical advice for years to come. So, by the way, this group is never going to know more than they do right now about the current state of every field in medicine, okay? And since they haven't started their residency yet, you can ask them any question you want, and they can't say, that's not in my area. So if you do have any burning healthcare questions, I would advise that you ask them when they're out in the lobby right after this commencement. And students, that's going to be your very own personal first clinic. So you're welcome for that. And perhaps the next time you get asked to participate in this commencement, you'll join in a little bit more, all right? Otherwise, I'm going to tee you up for a Saturday morning clinic. So truly, these doctors, these young doctors, know so much more than me. After I graduated, I began my training in the very specialized field of pediatric urology. And that means I have learned more and more about less and less to reach my current state of knowing everything about nothing at all. So I truly am an expert. Now, friends and families, and anybody who snuck in here for free thinking they were going to see a Hansher performance tonight, and students, keep in mind how hard these doctors have worked to learn all of this information to go out and better your lives. And seeing how just a minute ago you politely applauded for me when I was introduced, a self-proclaimed know-nothing, you can surely rock the rafters in here when I say, welcome to the official commencement celebration of the Carver College of Medicine's class of 2024. Better. That is so much better. You see, we can make this fun tonight, all right? So I want to take a few minutes and brag about this class and some of their accomplishments. In my mind, this class has the distinction of being the most adaptable in collegiate history. They began medical school in the fall of 2020. That was during the height of our early adaptations to COVID. Now, if that plague of biblical proportions wasn't enough to convince you that there was something special about this class, on the first day of orientation, our city and state was hit by a derecho. I remember that day. It was a beautiful sunny day, just like today. And my wife called me at work and said, you need to take shelter. We're about to get hit by a derecho. I've lived in Iowa for over half a century, and I had no idea what a derecho was. And for those of you who don't know either, derecho is a made-up name. It means inland hurricane, which is also something that's made up. I actually think Joe Winters, the chief meteorologist at KCRG Channel 9, made up derecho. And in my mind, he was probably sitting around the, what do they call that, the weather lab that day, and was probably eating nacho cheese Doritos, because what else do you do if you're a weatherman on a beautiful day? And then the phone rings, and it's the hotline, which again, in my mind, is a red line, and he picks it up, and someone on the other end says, Joe, there's a giant 160-mile-per-hour wind racing across the state. What is this? And Joe's sitting there and he's got no clue, but he's trying to maintain some semblance of his expertise. And so he looks down at his orange-stained fingers from the nacho cheese Doritos and comes up with a word contraction and says, Tornacho. But since his mouth is half full of chewed up Doritos, the person on the other end hears derecho, and well, the rest is history. Now, do I know for a fact that Joe made up that name? No. But given his occupation, as well as his own made-up last name, it all seems to fit. Joe Winters is not a bad name, actually, for a weatherman. Stormy Daniels might have been better, but... I'm glad you're staying with me, but and I doubt any of this is going to appear on the KCRG news clip. So there's actually, believe it or not, a couple of take-home points from that true fictitious story. First, question authority. Students continue to be critical thinkers and critical reviewers of the scientific literature. Time will tell that a lot of what we have taught you, maybe not a lot, but some of what we have taught you is not accurate, is not true. And it's up to you to figure that out. Second, even though you now truly are medical experts, it's okay to say, I don't know. Let's practice saying that now. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Good. Now I know you're ready to graduate. I also know you really didn't want to do a Saturday morning clinic, so the third and final point is about adaptability. That first day that this class walked into orientation with the derecho claim, they were taken down into the tunnels below Murph, which these now soon-to-be doctors call the bowels of Murph, and they all presumably maintained social distancing, and you had your face shields and masks on, right? I don't know if that's true or not, but again, in my mind, it's true. And by all accounts, they made the best of it, and in fact, it may have been the best first day of orientation ever. This class continued to demonstrate incredible adaptability as various waves of COVID came and disrupted normalcy, as well as the college's plans and our curriculum. I do want to personally thank you all for the patience you have with administration as we sometimes fumbled and tried to navigate our way through those years. By the way, students, some good news from the hospital. Your place on the waiting list to get your first COVID vaccine came in earlier today, so still too soon? I didn't even give you the bad news, which is you're going to have to pay for it. But so, in addition to all the COVID impacts, a few of the other major changes this class had to adapt to was step 1, going to pass-fail, virtual Zoom residency interviews, which many of them have obviously completed, the new signaling system for residencies. These were all major changes, yet the class adapted and thrived. Sorry, I didn't know if the Stormy Daniels joke was going to go over well, so I'm a little parched. At the same time as all of this is happening, in addition to the curriculum, these students participated in multiple extracurricular activities. Many of them have focused on activities in certain areas and will be graduating with distinction in those areas tonight, such as research, service, teaching, global health, humanities, healthcare delivery service, management and policy, in addition to several rural Iowa scholars. As an example of how some of these students' activities reached far beyond the classroom and medical school, this year's global health students worked to address health inequities here in the United States at Indian Health Service hospitals, as well as local free clinics and the CDC. Some students worked in remote communities in the Himalayas, others worked in neglected tropical diseases in Brazil. Some served in communities in Uganda and India, as well as in the mountainous regions of Ecuador or in rural South Africa. Others participated in academic exchanges in England and Sweden. When you consider for just a moment the breadth and depth of the extracurricular work completed in these different areas, as well as the work this class has done with thousands of patients, literally thousands of patients in the hospitals and clinics, and in addition, their contributions to making the college and hospital and the university and our city and state and indeed our world a better place, it really is mind-blowing. And they're just getting started. That is what and that is why we're celebrating the commencement of these medical doctors tonight. One more thing. As you'd expect, they're a bright class. In fact, this class achieved the highest all-time average Step 2 board examination score in our collegiate history. Their average was 2 points higher than the previous record, and their average was far above the national average. I would tell you what that is, but since they're competitive, I don't want to make half of them feel bad. So, students, you ought to give yourself a pat on the back, because I can promise you the classes that follow won't be giving you a pat on the back for setting that record. All right, doctors, before all this goes to your head, I want to remind you that despite all of your hard work and achievements, none of you got where you are today on your own. You've had support of family, friends, loved ones, teachers, and perhaps on rare occasion, even an administrator or two. So I'd like to give you the opportunity to acknowledge this fact by rising, looking at the audience, and applauding the small subset of people that are here today that helped you along the way. Lastly, while you're still my students, I've got a few final thoughts and advice for you, and I'll keep it short, as I know my good friend and colleague Manish Saneja will have some very important final lessons and thoughts, and he's going to give that to you in a brief 45-minute lecture. So, we live in a rapidly changing world. No class knows this better. No class has been better trained for adapting to change. Our politics and our society is really in major flux. But remember, some things transcend politics and societal changes. Tonight, you officially become doctors of medicine, and as such, you join an ancient and honored society. Keep in mind that human nature and human needs do not change. Your job, your mission, your calling is to serve people and their needs. In addition, you are also called upon to serve society. To me, this means that as doctors of medicine, you have earned the privilege to transcend societal changes, especially and completely in the pursuit of your fellow human beings. In fact, I believe you have the moral and ethical responsibility to rise above politics and even at times laws of state and nation when it comes to doing the right thing for your patients. I understand that such a statement in our current Thank you. I do understand that such a statement in our currently politically charged environment will likely be immediately deemed as too right for the left and too left for the right, but our ancient and time-honored medical profession and duty predates our current politics and our hyper-reactive society by thousands of years. The bottom line is that if people can't trust their physicians to truly care for them and to be open and honest with them and to act in their best interest, then we really are doomed. Ultimately, this audience's fate, my fate, your fate, really is in your hands, and we're putting our trust in you to carry on the ideals and the practice of this great profession. I'm going to leave the lessons there. You all have received a great medical education. You've been well trained. You have a solid foundation of fundamental knowledge and experience on which you can and should fall back on to help you make seemingly complex situations more understandable. You may have some self-doubts. I'd be a little worried if you did not have self-doubts, but I have no doubt that you are ready to be doctors of medicine. I want you to go forward being proud of your achievements and strengthened in your resolve to fulfill your calling of serving your fellow human beings. I'm proud of each and every one of you, and it's been my privilege and honor to serve you during your time in our College of Medicine. Thank you. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Benjamin Linden, a graduating medical student from Sioux City, Iowa. Ben holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in biochemistry with honors and a certificate in public health from the University of Iowa. Go Hawks. He has been actively involved at the Carver College of Medicine, including having served as the co-mayor for the college's Boulware Learning Community and as co-facilitator for the Community Health Outreach Elective, a 2-year service learning elective for first and second year students focused on social determinants of health. Ben also has served as the student body president for the Carver College of Medicine since February 2023, for which he earned the Student Organization Leader of the Year award. He is graduating with distinction in research and health delivery science Management, and Policy, and he will begin residency training in general surgery next month at the University of Minnesota. Please welcome Benjamin Linden.
You would think I would have brought a script to help me speak, and now that I'm up here, I'm really regretting that decision. Thank you, Dr. Cooper, for that very kind introduction. And I also want to thank you, as well as all of our collegiate deans, for supporting us over the last 4 years. I can speak, at least personally, that I've worked with you guys a lot more than most students have, and even when people question things at the college, I know that you work steadfastly to support us and to really enhance the student experience. So thank you, and I promise I will leave you alone after today. Family, friends, loved ones, and special guests, I'm going to share a few words with you guys before I introduce our keynote speaker, because I feel it would be remiss if a student did not get some opportunity to talk with you all. This is going to sound crazy. It might sound controversial. Medical school is hard. I know. It's a novel idea. Medical school is not easy. And the fact that all of us are here today is a reflection, and it shows that we have worked our butts off to get here, and man, it feels good. It feels good, but it also feels quite warm because the lights are bright and these gowns are heavy. But anyways, in order to get to this point, though, we have had to rely on significant support. And I think I can speak confidently that we are very lucky and that our class is wonderful, and we have been such a great support system for each other. But that's not enough. The biggest support system that we've had to guide us through the last 4+ years is you. And that's every single person in the crowd, family, friends, loved ones, children, mentors, and all of the faculty that have taught us along the way. This is significant for us. We're happy to be here. We're very excited. This is huge. But it's also equally as exciting and huge for all of you. So let's share this moment together in the celebration of our accomplishments. And on behalf of all of my classmates, I have to extend a significant gratitude and thank you to you all. But I have one call to action. I said med school is hard, but guess what? I've heard that residency is harder. Yeah, we chose to do this. So, although you've supported us along the way, that doesn't end today. So please continue to support us and guide us over the next, 3 to 10 years, depending on what we go into. Sorry, Anthony. But your guys' support is going to be as, if not more important, but I also ask that you provide us with patience and grace, because the reality is that we're going to make a lot of sacrifices over the next few years, and it's not going to be easy for us, and it's not going to be easy for you, but it is what we have to do in order to treat the patients that we have in front of us. So continue to support us, even if we're not always there. I promise you we're always listening. As Dr. Cooper stated, I have served as the student body president for too long, and I'm done after today. But in doing so, one of my most important jobs is that I get to work so closely with the student body, and a lot of the people on stage here today I've worked really closely with and I've become great friends with. And I think because of that, I have developed the authority and the experience to say that this is an awesome group of human beings, and that I really could not have asked to have been here without you guys. I mean, you guys are great. They're not just smart people because they're more than smart. They're brilliant, they're bright, and they've made me question if I'm in the right place. But they're also so kind, they're compassionate, and they show that every single day, regardless of the environment that we're in. And we're not just graduating a group of physicians here today, we're graduating a group of change makers, of advocates, of researchers, of innovators, of leaders. But the most important thing we're graduating today is a group of unique individuals. We have runners, rock climbers, artists, musicians, moms, dads, cat dads, shout out to Gretel. We are uniquely ourselves, and I think that what truly makes us best is that we truly are ourselves, and so we have to continue to do that, guys. So yeah, we're gonna be residents, and yeah, we're gonna be generalizable across the country, but we are always gonna be ourselves, and we have to continue to do that, because that is what made me realize how great you all are. The last thing I want to share with you before I introduce our wonderful speaker is I have to address the elephant in the room. what the heck are these hats that you're forcing us to wear today? I mean, these things are ugly, they're hot. I have a big head and it's tight and it kind of hurts. I don't like wearing it, I'm ready to take it off. But you have to know that the class of 2024 is not new to weird, ugly, heavy-looking headgear. Because on our first day of medical school, I walked up and was given this. As tight as this cap is, this is awful, so we're gonna put that back. But we were given that. And we were also given a mask, and we were told to stand 6 feet apart and become friends. So as you can imagine, as I'm trying to talk to you today, if I put that face shield back on, I put that mask back on, and I talk to you guys like this. This is what it's like to meet people when you enter the College of Medicine in 2020. I bring this up for 2 reasons. One, this is where we started. But this is where we are now. And the second reason I bring it up, I swear I'm wrapping this up, guys. The second reason I bring this up is because, as Dr. Cooper alluded to, we started medical school at a really hard time. I don't think there are many, well, there are few physicians today that can say that they started their medical training in a global pandemic. We did, we got to, right? But with that, we got to see some of the hardest moments of medicine. I mean, we were losing patients a lot. We had to change our entire curriculum to a virtual format. And I would argue to say that if you polled the class, the majority of my classmates would rather have a commencement ceremony on Zoom, and 80% of them wouldn't even have their cameras on. But we had a significant challenge. And we got to see some of the hardest parts of medicine, but we also got to witness some of the best parts of medicine with the vaccinations and the way that we were able to rebound, and we're continuing to rebound. And the reason why I bring this up is because you guys are more than just going to be a group of physicians, but leaders, healthcare advocates, and researchers. We need to continue to use our experience here to be great, I guess, supporters of good public health and good medical integrity. Because I think we know what is right, and we need to continue to promote it. And I think no graduating class of medical school will have a better authority to do so than us. We've seen the bad, we've seen the good, but guess what? We made it. So the last thing I want to say to my classmates is, you guys are awesome. You guys are some of my best friends, and we might not all see each other again after today, but we should continue to support each other and connect. Follow me on Twitter, all those things. But at the end of the day, we did the damn thing, guys. I'm now proud to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Dr. Manish Saneja. Dr. Saneja is a professor in the Carver College of Medicine's Department of Internal Medicine and its Division of Nephrology. He serves as the department's vice chair for education, and he is the director of the Internal Medicine Residency Program. Dr. Saneja also is the director of the Clinical and Professional Skills strand in the Carver College of Medicine's curriculum, one of the 3 major educational strands that extends through all 4 years of medical school and provides experiences that leads to the knowledge, skills, and attitudes that are inherent to earning a medical degree. Dr. Saneja earned his medical degree at the Armed Forces Medical College in Pune, India. He completed residency training in internal medicine and fellowship training in nephrology at the University of Iowa. Go Hawks. Dr. Saneja has authored many scientific publications, and he is the editor of de Gouwen's Diagnostic Examination, one of the most well-known clinical manuals of physical diagnosis. He currently holds the Sahai Family Professorship in Medical Education, and he has received numerous awards for excellence in education and scholarship, including the Collegiate Teaching Award in 2014, the Laureate Award from the Iowa chapter of the American College of Physicians in 2016, the University of Iowa President and Provost Award for Teaching in 2018, which is the highest recognition given each year to outstanding faculty at Iowa. And too many to count Teacher of the Year awards, including the 2023 Teacher of the Year Award from second-year medical students and physician assistant students in the college. Without question, Dr. Sineja epitomizes what it means to be an excellent teacher, mentor, scholar, and role model to medical students and residents. His natural curiosity for science is infectious, and his ability to articulate clinical reasoning concepts has informed and inspired hundreds of learners to become critical thinkers and caring physicians. I can briefly say that when my class had to decide who we wanted to be our commencement speaker, your name was consistently popping up, and it was by far and away the most highly selected person. So I think our class has made the correct choice. We are privileged to have him as this year's commencement speaker, so please join me in welcoming Dr. Manish Sineja.
Thank you, Benjamin, and the class of 2024 for those kind words. I would like to express my gratitude for the privilege to speak with you on your special day. Each and every one of you has worked tirelessly to reach this day, and I want to congratulate each one of you. Masters in Medical Education and Doctor of Medicine graduates for your tremendous achievement. Before I delve into my remarks, I would like to begin with a simple yet powerful sentiment: gratitude. First and foremost, thank your families whose unwavering support and love has been the bedrock of your journey. They've stood by you, they've supported you, and today they share your joy, your excitement, and your pride. Thank your faculty and staff who've put so much time and effort into teaching you, guiding you, inspiring you, and sometimes pushing you. And last, but certainly not least, thank each other for the friendship forged, the memories shared, and the camaraderie that has sustained you through even the toughest of times. At the onset, I do want to start with some of my wishes for all of you. May you find what brings you joy and be able to construct your life and career to have more of that. May you remember that you're human and learn from mistakes rather than let them paralyze or crush you. May you long experience the joy of healing those who seek your help. May you stay humble and ever hungry for new knowledge. And may you be able to prioritize your own lives outside of work and get as close as possible to that perfect and elusive work-life balance. I still struggle with it, but I'm working on it. May you love the next step of your journey, but realize that nothing is set in stone if you don't. Now that I have my wishes down for you, I would like to tell you why being a doctor is such an honor and a privilege. Your journey through medical school began during the challenges of a global pandemic. But amidst the chaos, you were fortunate to witness the triumph of science and humanity, the development of vaccines, the dedication of healthcare workers, and the resilience of communities, not just here, but around the world. Starting your journey in medicine during the pandemic actually provided you with a head start in one of the most difficult aspects of our profession, and that is navigating uncertainty and ambiguity. From the very beginning, you encountered situations where there were no clear answers, where every decision was shrouded in uncertainty, and yet you persevered. You adapted. You learned to trust in your knowledge and your instincts. As you prepare to step into your roles as doctors, you will undoubtedly encounter moments where the path ahead is going to be unclear, where the right course of action might not be readily apparent. But therein lies the privilege of being a doctor. You have the honor of grappling with these immense challenges while still continuing to care for your fellow human beings. You must learn to act and negotiate your actions in the presence of uncertainty, not in the absence of it. Remember the lessons you've learned during these extraordinary times, the importance of resilience, the value of collaboration, and the power of science to overcome even the greatest of challenges. Let the foundation of your career be marked by the virtue of hope, rooted in doing the littlest things with the greatest of love. For sometimes the greatest impact you can have is not in curing disease, but in providing comfort and solace to those in need. Let this knowledge and optimism guide you through the challenges of residency and beyond in the many roles you will fulfill. As healers, as caregivers, as community members, as advocate for just causes, not just here, but around the world, and as teachers. In less than 6 weeks, each of you will embark on the next phase of your journey, and that's residency. Hopefully, right? It will be exhilarating and frightening at the same time, but it will also be fun, stimulating, and rewarding. I still remember the first time somebody called me doctor. I was filled with immense pride, but also an overwhelming sense of responsibility, because being a doctor does that to you. You will be exposed to human suffering and love and hope in a roller coaster of a career. You will laugh and you will cry, and over time, you will become wise. You will discover a wealth of knowledge, guidelines, rules, and algorithms within the pages of textbooks and medical journals. And you can read them, memorize them, and convince yourself that that is what defines being a doctor. But however, as you advance in your careers, I would urge you to never lose sight of the fact that being a physician extends far beyond that. It's about recognizing the profound responsibility entrusted to you and the privilege of being a confidant for those who place their trust in your care. I would be totally lying to you if I told you that there won't be days where you would be stressed and frustrated. There will be times where you might feel crushed by impossible time constraints, administrative requirements, phone calls, and insurance forms, all expected to be subsumed into the same workday. But on those days, as Taylor Swift would say, shake it off. Well, I promised my daughters that I had to come up with a Taylor Swift reference, so Anya and Priya, if you're listening, I did that, so. So remind yourselves that joy in medicine needs to come from the job itself. Taking care of the most vulnerable people in our healthcare system are patients. And as tough as being a doctor can be at some times, it totally pales in comparison to the tough life of being very sick. Yes, you will have some days which will be stressful and tiring, but the awe of discovering the human body, the honor of being trusted to give advice, and the gratitude for helping someone through a difficult illness more than compensates for those days. In his last public speech, Sir William Osler, who's the father of medicine, we need a mother of medicine too, so, right? But I got to quote Sir William Osler here. He was still reeling from the death of his only son in World War I. He reminded his students, the practice of medicine is an art based on science. But he cautioned them, it is much harder to acquire the art than the science. In fact, the practice of medicine is a calling in which your heart will be exercised equally with your head. One of your greatest challenges in this information age will be to put your smartphone down and look away from the computer screen. Looking up from its glowing screen will let you see your patient's downward stare as they tell you their deepest personal secrets. If recognized, a trusting doctor-patient relationship will blossom. If missed, a feeling that you don't care may result. So look and listen to connect with your patients. Over the last few years, I've had the honor and pleasure of teaching you something about medicine. Now, in a few minutes, you will receive a diploma that reads Doctor of Medicine. This evening, I also want to take some time to tell you what your new title doctor really means. Almost everyone who hears the title doctor thinks of a physician or a practitioner of medicine. But the title doctor does not mean physician. The word doctor is the adjunctive noun of the Latin verb docere, which means to teach. So the title, which beginning today you may abbreviate after your name as MD, really means teacher of medicine. Over the span of your medical career, you will teach 3 very different groups of learners. Your first group of learners is going to be medical students like yourselves up until today. I consider it a professional duty for a doctor of medicine to dedicate at least part of his or her time to teaching of medical students. For me, teaching you has been an extremely rewarding task, and it is the task which I cherish the most and would not trade for anything. Your second group of learners will be your peers or colleagues or other residents. Although you will have all similar foundational knowledge, each one of you will bring a unique perspective and experience in your chosen field that no one else will have, and I want you all to share it with each other. Finally, and actually most importantly, your third group of learners will be your patients and their families. Do not let the lack of time be an excuse not to teach and educate your patients. This is the group of learners who in turn are going to teach you the most. While our profession always emphasizes that we should be lifelong learners of medicine, I also want you to be lifelong teachers of medicine. All I ask is that in the future, whenever you look at the diploma on your office wall that reads Doctor of Medicine, you will remember what I put forth here today, and you will enthusiastically share your knowledge of medicine with your students, your colleagues, and your patients. I would like to end by giving you my top 13 simple things to sustain you. It's not 15, it's not 10. Somehow I came with 13. Hopefully it's not an unlucky number. And today is Friday, but it's not Friday the 13th, so. Number 13, your families are extremely proud of you. You can't imagine the relief that you're finally finished. So now would be a good time to ask for money. Number 12, don't be afraid to ask for help, like Dr. Cooper mentioned too. Seek mentors, as they will be invaluable in your journey as you progress. Number 11, keep in touch with your family and friends, as these connections will help you through your residency. Number 10, I'm getting close. Fear is not knowing what to expect, but expecting it nonetheless. So if you're not feeling some degree of fear right now, something's wrong with you. Number 9, seek a spark, as it is essential. For some of you, it may be a challenging surgery, while for others, it may be building a differential diagnosis on a puzzling patient. Notice what recharges you and seek it out. Number 8, the primary point of amassing knowledge is not to be a great talker, but to be a great listener. Number 7, hang in there. No matter how hard you try, sometimes you will fail. Number 6, step back and realize how totally amazing your job is. Number 5. I like this one, Dr. Cooper. It's not for you, though. If your attending physician gives you an answer that seems wishy-washy, it's because they don't know the answer. Number 4, some medicines can be found in a solution, but not all solutions can be found in medicine. Number 3, physical activity is good for you, but keep in mind the following activities do not count as exercise: jumping to conclusions, running around in circles, and putting your foot in your mouth. Number 2, just because your patients can't read your handwriting does not mean they can't read your expressions. And number 1, live for today, because in residency, as in life, yesterday went by too fast and tomorrow comes too soon. Most importantly, work hard, take care of your patients, and take responsibility for your actions. But all of that is about tomorrow. Today is about you, your joy, your pride, your achievements, and your well-deserved celebration. Thank you for listening to me one last time, and again, congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Suneja. As the director of the Master in Medical Education program, it is my distinct honor to present this year's graduates. The MME students receiving their degrees tonight bring the total number of graduates to more than 80, representing over 20 different departments and programs in the Carver College of Medicine. The MME program is one of the college's outstanding programs dedicated to developing a community of academic medical faculty with formal training and education who are committed to creating and sustaining a culture of educational excellence. This community of exemplary educators serves not only the Carver College of Medicine, but also University of Iowa Healthcare, the broader university, and the medical education community at large. Lifelong learning through reflection is essential for physicians in clinical practice, as well as the educators who teach them. Fostering that lifelong learning is at the heart of the MME program and our educational mission. Congratulations to all of tonight's graduates.
Will the candidates for the Master in Medical Education please stand? Provost Kragel, these candidates, having completed all of the requirements for the degrees of Master in Medical Education, are recommended to you by the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine for the conferring of this degree.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on you the Master in Medical Education degree as qualified and designated. Will the candidates please come forward to be recognized?
Matthew Soltis. Sudhakar Subramani.
Will the candidates for the Doctor of Medicine degree please stand? Provost Kragel, these candidates, having completed all the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Medicine, are recommended to you by the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine for the conferring of this degree.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on each of you the degree of Doctor of Medicine as qualified and designated. Congratulations.
You'll feel transformed. It just happened. Dean Jameson, on behalf of the faculty and administration of the Carver College of Medicine, I present to you these graduates who have just been awarded the degree of Doctor of Medicine. They will now be presented with their doctoral hoods. The shell of the hood matches the black material of the gown and is lined with the old gold color of the University of Iowa. The velvet border of the hood is indicative of medicine, which is traditionally represented by the color green. Joining me in the presentation of the hoods will be our Student Affairs Associate and Assistant Deans, Dr. David Asprey, Amal Shibli-Rahal, and James Choi. Graduates, will you please come forward to receive your hoods and diplomas? Dr. Samuel Ehrenholtz. Dr. Aparna Ajarapu. Dr. Maya Altemeyer. Dr. Mohad Awan. Dr. Saad Aziz. Dr. Barbara Badovinut. Dr. Greta Becker. Dr. Alex Belzer. Dr. Elena Berg. Dr. Krista Berquist. Dr. Claire Burns-Leone. Dr. Gabriella Beyer. Dr. Claire Betcher. Dr. Krikor Bornazian. Dr. Rebecca Bushbaum. Dr. Connor Byman. Dr. Adam Carrizales. Dr. Nicole Chamberlain. Dr. Alexander Choi. They're related. Dr. Samuel Choice. Dr. Ajmain Chaudhry. Dr. Jesse Chu. Dr. Anna Clemens. Dr. George Cooper. Dr. Sarah Costello. Dr. Landon Krippis. Dr. Tyler Crow. Dr. Victoria Cunningham. Dr. Timothy Davey. Dr. John Davison. Dr. Alyssa Drevlo. Dr. Evan Economus. Dr. Lawrence Fung. Dr. Bennett Feichtenberger. Dr. Ryan Fisher. Dr. Bradley Fleming. Dr. Emily Fuller. Dr. Margaret Fuller. Dr. Richard Gardner. Dr. Joshua Gassman. Dr. Ella Gerke. Well deserved. Dr. Tyler Gibson. Oops. Dr. Alyssa Gingrich. Dr. Sawyer Getz. Dr. Martin Gorey. Dr. Wade Gutierrez. Dr. Allison Hagenow. Dr. Joseph Haight. Dr. Elaine Harrington. Dr. Tyler Hartigan. Dr. Kaylee Haas. Dr. Christian Henriksen. Dr. Zachary Heinzman. Dr. Joseph Hinches. Dr. Meredith Hickerson. Dr. Arman Halas. Dr. Jacob Horn. Dr. Ryan Horn. Dr. Grant Hurt. Dr. Kyle Jackson. Dr. Emmanuel Jeffrey. Dr. Vijayvardhan Kamalampundi. Dr. Jacob Kotzer. Dr. Joel Kotzer. Dr. Tanner Kimpton. Dr. Elise Kirian. Dr. Sheps King McAlpin. Dr. Kelsey Kalasa. Dr. Elias Kovor. Dr. Madeline Krager. Dr. Trayton Krupp. Dr. Jeffrey Kuzil. Dr. Rebecca Lenk. Dr. Jace LaPierre. Dr. Tori Lassiter. Dr. Emma Lewis Cavor. Dr. Benjamin Linden. Dr. Madeline Lorenzen. Dr. Daniel Mai. Dr. Smriti Money. Dr. Christopher May. Dr. John Nelson. Dr. Sasha Osting. Dr. Priyant Patel. Dr. Caitlin Paulson. Dr. Albert Pedroza. Dr. Anthony Piscopo. Dr. Mia Polexic. Dr. Elizabeth Pritchard. Dr. John Rafferty. Dr. Servagna Raval. Dr. Nolan Radetsky. Dr. Elijah Reish. Dr. Brian Rodriguez. Dr. Stephanie Rodriguez. Dr. Ariel Roger. Dr. Thomas Romano. Dr. Petra Sanchez. Peter, sorry. Hey, Peter, let's make that Dr. Peter Sanchez. So. Dr. Nicholas Son. Dr. Eli Schmidt. Dr. Wesley Shu. Dr. Patrick Schwartzhoff. Dr. Hannah Seraphin. Dr. Mala Sharma. Dr. Alexandra Sharp. Dr. Catherine Sharp. Dr. Melissa Schieber. Dr. Bryce Shanka. Dr. Megan Sinek. Dr. Carl Skoog. Dr. Jacqueline Smart. Dr. Dana Sokup. Dr. Haley Steffen. Dr. Allison Stein. Dr. Juno Sung. Dr. Tuku Tazago. Dr. Sanika Tukrol. Dr. Chandler Tinsman. Dr. Emilio Tovar. Dr. Andy Tran. Dr. Matthew Van Ingen. Dr. Christian Vandeloon. Dr. Reese Wadley. Dr. Max Way. Dr. Kali Weiss. Dr. Rebecca Wynn. Dr. Austin Wisnowski. Dr. Brianna Wright. Dr. Allison Yoon. Dr. Anthony Young. Dr. Cal Zahn.
For our new Doctors of Medicine graduates, you have reached a pivotal moment in your career as a physician. You are about to recite the physician's oath, which is based on the oath of Hippocrates. This oath is a symbol of your commitment to the healing arts and acknowledges your duty to perform to the very best of your ability. I ask you to think very seriously about what the oath means, especially the importance it signifies to those who you will serve in your role as a healthcare provider. This is your promise to uphold the highest standards of ethics, compassion, and professionalism throughout your careers. I urge you to embrace the oath with humility and integrity. Carry it with you every day and reflect on it often. I will now ask the Doctor of Medicine graduates to please rise and turn to page 11 of the Commencement program. I'd also like to invite Rebecca Bushbaum, our student recipient of the 2024 Leonard Tao Humanism in Medicine Award, to come forward to lead the graduates in reciting the physician's oath.
I do solemnly swear by that which I hold most sacred that as I enter the profession of medicine, my primary responsibility will always be towards my patients. I will regard my patients always as fellow human beings and will do everything possible to preserve their dignity. I will try to treat and prevent disease, maintain health, and aid my patients in realizing their life's potential so far as is possible with the skills of medical science. I will seek to inform my patients fully about their illnesses, and I will always remember that the final decision regarding their own life rests with them. I will never knowingly do a disservice and will do everything possible to preserve the privacy of my patients. I will perform my professional role to the best of my ability, but I will never hesitate to call upon the assistance of other physicians or health professionals when indicated. I will try always to cooperate with my fellow professionals and will seek actively to improve my profession and that service it delivers. I will remember that I am a participating member in a larger community, and as a trusted servant of that community, I will share responsibility for the planning of social policy towards constructive goals. I pledge to continue to educate myself throughout my career and continually to engage in critical re-examination of myself as a rational, emotional, and spiritual human being. You may be seated.
Class of 2024, congratulations. You've reached an incredible milestone in your careers, and you should all be very proud. The Carver College of Medicine prepared you to succeed anywhere you go, and I know that you'll go on to outstanding careers as clinicians, researchers, educators, policymakers, and leaders. I'd like to now take a moment to acknowledge and again thank some other very important people who are here with us today, family and friends. In addition to celebrating your accomplishments, Commencement is a time for us to express gratitude to the family and friends of tonight's graduates. You have helped make this journey possible with your love, support, and encouragement. We recognize that this is a celebration for you as well. I'd also like to recognize and share my appreciation for our outstanding faculty and staff members. Thank you for your dedication and support as you have helped guide, mature, mentor these outstanding class of graduates. When our graduates look back at their days in medical school, they will remember the inspiration and encouragement that you gave them. You have set the standard for excellence in medical education, and by doing so, you're shaping the future of healthcare. So thank you. Following this ceremony, my colleagues and I will be in the lobby where we look forward to congratulating you personally. I wish each of you the best as you officially become physicians. Whether you remain in the state or travel across the country for residency, please keep Iowa in your hearts. To formally conclude, I ask the graduates to please stand, and I ask the audience to please remain in your seats until the recession is completed. Please join me once more in concluding these proceedings by saluting our graduates with a round of applause.